Hi, I'm Kay Ebeling reporting from the City of Angels, which is everywhere. Last Friday, Pope Benedict stood up and begged forgiveness from, quote, persons involved, unquote, and that's as far as he went in mentioning the hundreds and thousands of victims of sex predator priests and our families who are living damaged lives around the world today. The Pope was preaching a sermon to mark the end of the Year of the Priest in Rome, Friday, June 10th, 2010. Worst yet, news media everywhere then said in headlines around the world, Pope apologizes, when, in truth, he didn't. No, he did not apologize. The Pope, once again, asked the victims to forgive him so he and his staff can keep running their religion unhindered, after they allowed tens of thousands of us as children, teens, and vulnerable adults all over the world to be brutally raped. His employees, mentally sick Catholic priests, raped us. For decades this went on. Pope Benedict did not show mercy in this fifth or sixth public quote-unquote apology to us crime victims Friday, June 10th at the Vatican. The Pope revealed that, clearly, he just wants his life back. The Pope is as sincere as BP CEO Tony Hayward June 4th saying he wants his life back, instead of the inconvenience of having to answer news media questions about the Gulf of Mexico BP oil gush ongoing catastrophe. How is BP's Tony Hayward's arrogance any different from the Pope's apology number 5 or so to victims of his predator priests this Friday? To the Vatican, which is an enclave in the city of Rome, not a nation, it's like we victims aren't even here. These apologies for clergy sex crimes from the Pope are predictable, they're always internal, and never go any farther than the boundaries of the Catholic Church itself. They're just talking to themselves. The Pope, cardinals, and bishops say over and over again, we must pray more, we must cleanse, we cannot be good priests unless we look inside ourselves. We, us. I doubt half the victims of the priests even attend that church anymore. I mean, some of us get nauseous just driving by a building that looks like a Catholic church. The Catholic Church, from the Vatican down, needs to look at what they did to hundreds and thousands of victims and our families. Instead, it's clear they don't care about boys and girls getting sodomized and otherwise penetrated, and they don't care about how that destroyed our lives. They want to go on as if nothing happened. It's easier to call these crimes sin in hushed tones than it is to deal with these serial felony sex crimes against children that were committed in the real world here on earth. The news media go along with the Pope's rewriting of history gratefully, as apparently they don't want to face what was done to us either. Thanks. With one exception, on MSNBC, Savannah Guthrie saw through the smoke, and she said, in the end, the Pope did comment on the crisis. It was about 2 lines on a 5-page single-spaced homily and was very similar to previous apologies. You'll recall in the United States in 2008 and Malta and Portugal, no new ground broken. Finally, it was all Satan's fault. Friday's apology from Benedict XVI actually tried to blame the pedophile epidemic in the Catholic Church on Satan. which invalidates all of us Catholic priest sex crime victims who pretty much think the whole Catholic religion is a crock. And how else can we feel when they let their pervert priest rape us? Excuse me. In the sermon, the Pope said, "In this very year of joy for the sacrament of the priesthood, the sins of priests came to light, particularly abuse of the little ones, in which the priesthood, whose task is to manifest God's concern for our good, turns into its very opposite." That's what he said. To me, revealing that their year of joy got turned into the opposite, and now they're mad because we spoiled the party. The Pope said the sex crime spree he calls a scandal should make priests grow in gratitude for God's gift, a gift concealed in earthen vessels, which ever anew, ever amid human weakness, makes his love concretely present in this world. See how they embed these felonies, sex crimes against children, into their religion and thus avoid prosecution? I'm Kay Ebeling, and I'm reporting from the City of Angels, which is everywhere.